Hello everyone, thank you very much for clicking and for watching the video. Welcome to the free game collection. So I'm going to start this one off where the thumbnail and everything is probably more than likely suggesting to you, and that is in B&Ms. Now, there's three B&Ms around me, and I only really go to two. One's a bit too far away. One's a bigger one, one's a small. I don't know what B&Ms stands for, but I'm assuming everyone knows what B&Ms is, right? They're absolutely everywhere these days, aren't they? Of course they are. But I go to them all the time, and I have never ever known that they sell games in B&Ms. Did you know this? So I went in and I went to the I call it a fag counter. Is that just a region? The fag counter. Yeah, well, they don't sell fags anymore, do they? They sell cherry bomb vapes. Ooh. Anyway, the fag counter. Went to the fag counter because the tills were too busy, and I'm there and I'm buying coffee or something. Anyway, I take a look, and right there on the end of the fag counter, there's games, PS4 and PS5 games, in like this little cardboard box. Absolutely shot me away. I didn't record it, obviously, because I was just in my day-to-day life, and believe it or not, I don't walk around filming everything. But it was just there as I was buying my coffee, and I quickly start flipping through, and I'm saying sorry to the guy because I'm looking, and there is a bit of a queue. And there's games in there, some decent games, and I've looked at this since. They are in a couple of B&Ms. Now, don't get me wrong, there was a good amount of them, but a lot of them were a bit fodderish, a bit cheap. But there was also some good games in there, and I've seen on some of the posts after looking into this, some of the games people are finding in B&Ms are fantastic. So if there's a B&Ms near you, have a look, and I'll show you what. So it's 2 for 20 quid or £12 each, and I picked up Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection and Five Nights at Freddy's the Core Collection. 20 quid. Now CEX want 25 quid for that one and 20 quid for that one. I had no idea this game even existed, or this would definitely have been on my CEX wish list. We got X-Men Children of the Atom, X-Men versus Street Fighter, The Punisher, the arcade game, The Punisher's on there. I can't tell, there's a couple others because there's stickers covering it, but there's 7 games on there in total. I never knew this existed. I was buzzing, absolutely buzzing when I saw that. And Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm not going to lie, I have played the first one. I had a quick dabble on the second one. I think I've got them downloaded on the Xbox One. I think they were really cheap, like 99p at some point in time. Anyway, I probably won't play this one. I'm not sure. The Five Nights at Freddy's, they're good, but they're just not really for me. But I thought, do you know what? I can't leave it there for what would essentially was going to be 8 quid, because I was definitely getting that one. I might put this one up on Vinted, because it is sealed. They're sealed. They're brand new games and all, I didn't say. I'll put this up on, see if anyone wants it. But if not, I'm happy to add this one to my collection as it is, or keep it to move on myself. But 2 for 20 quid in B&M. Who knew? If anyone's got any, found some absolute bangers in B&Ms, B&M bangers, if you've had any B&M bangers, stick them in the comments below, because I'll be really interested. Some of the games I've seen people find in B&Ms, I didn't know. I had no idea you could do that. But 20 quid. So we're starting with 20 quid. So we spent a little, for this channel, 20 quid's a bit of money for 2 games, as we're about to go through back to normality. But there you go, B&M sell games. Keep an eye out. Right, really quickly, because I feel like I've spent too much time on that. Carboot, all of the carboot. So let's just go and let's do the hardware, shall we? £5. It's definitely a PS4. I don't know if it does PS3 or PS5, but let's just say PS4. It's a Thrustmaster T80. Oh yes, please. PS4 steering wheel along with the pedals. Obviously, it does work. I've had a little go at it. The reason I don't have one of these is because I remembered when testing it, I am terrible for some bizarre reason steering these things. I played Forza Horizon and it was absolutely unplayable with me behind the wheel. So I will be moving on. But as you can see from the big sticker, a 5. So we'll get a little bit for that. So keep an eye out for those, but just be careful, because some of them are a lot more than others. You know, some CEX won't take at all. Some they'll give you very little for, and then others they'll give you hundreds of pounds for. So just be aware of that one. I've got a Nintendo DS charger. I paid £1 for that. Just pick them up when you see them. You've seen on this channel and all the channels all the time. You always find DSs, but they're often missing their charger, so you can't trade them in without a correct charger. So pick them up when you see them for £1. And then we've got this. Look at this. So this is a Razer headset, but it's the Fortnite edition. And as we know, Fortnite is very, very popular. The weird thing with this is that they have the code on the inside. This is RZ04-0375. You type that into CEX website, and it comes up with just a bog standard version of this, but which is still good. You get a good money for it. But the Fortnite version, when you actually just search Fortnite Razer, comes up and it's more pricey. This is a good one to find. It's in lovely condition. Look at that. There's not a blemish on it. That looks brand new. She did say it'd only been worn once or twice, and I don't think she was lying to me. I believe it's for the PC, looking at the end there. But £5 I paid for that. I wasn't going to haggle her down, because like I say, I know £5 for a good condition Razer headset, you're going to be all right either way. But yeah, so let's see what we get for that, shall we? Because I won't need to keep it. Obviously, Fortnite's very, very popular. popular, so that was nice to find. Right, let's move on to a couple of the games. So the first one I've got here, just got this off a man who just had it sitting there. Wii Sports, paid £1 for that. We've seen it a couple of times, nothing too special, but I'll be giving that to CEX because I'm not too interested in keeping 4,000 copies of Wii Sports. £5 I paid for these. I asked the lady how much she wanted for the games when I got there. I can't remember the price she said, but then she said a different price after I started rummaging through, because she had a few, but they weren't great. And then I just sort of picked them up and said how much for these, and she said £5. So I paid £5 for these. God knows where we were at when I was going through them, but there you go. And this is Rugby Challenge 2, the Lions Tour Edition. This is for my collection because I haven't checked, but I'm 99% sure I don't have this in my Xbox 360 collection. I feel like I'd remember seeing that front cover. So that one's for me to go in my collection. So that's why I picked it up. And then I've got a copy of Time Shift. I actually picked this up the other week as well, didn't I? We've kept on it. It's a good game. I talked about it then. It's not too expensive. And this is the Australian version, which does work because they are classed as PAL. So that's good, but it's in really nice condition as well. Really, really nice. Is it me? But also the green looks like to be a slightly different shade of green to ours. I don't know if that camera is going to pick it up properly, but yeah, I don't know if the Australian green was slightly different. But anyway, I might be chatting gibberish there, but pick that one up. Rory McIlroy, PGA Tour on the PS4. Someone's got hungry and had a little nibble, but the disc is in fine condition. And because of the inlay's been bit into as well. This is definitely a dog. I hope it's a dog, or someone's been a bit angry at it. I'll probably give that one to CEX just because of the condition of it. But I'm not a massive golf. I'm not a golf fan at all, actually. It's one of those things. I can't play golf. I'm not very good at it, so I just don't have an interest in the sport. I know, selfish, but it's the way it is. And then Batman: Return to Arkham. So this is Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. It's in really nice condition on the PS4. Both games in one case. I've picked up I can't remember what it's called, but I know it. I've got Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Origins, and Night Returns, is it, or Dark Knight or something? I've got that as a collection as well, so I won't be needing that one, but I think I'll keep this one to move on myself. But I was very happy to have found that. So £5 for those. I think that's a nice find. And then £2 for these. Guy had just a handful of games, but he wanted £1 each. There was 2 in there I was definitely going to take off him. Adventure Time, Finn and Jake Investigations. I'll be honest, I've never watched an episode of Adventure Time. Sorry, I don't really know what it's about. I'm assuming there's someone called Finn and Jake in it, but is it Nickelodeon? Doesn't actually. Oh, Cartoon Network. There you go. But yeah, little after my time that one was, and it stopped before I matured and got back into cartoons. So that was proper in my dark period where I just didn't watch them at all. God knows what I was doing with my life. And then there's, I think I'm saying this right, Cabela's Big Game Hunt. There's a couple of these. They're quite hard to find on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. I think I've got 2 in my collection already. I think this will be the 3rd because I don't have this one. So I'm definitely keeping hold of this one. I was really chuffed when I saw this. It's in lovely condition as well. But they're hunting games, which I don't agree with. I don't think there's many people in the UK that do agree with it. It's a bit literally a bit foreign to us, isn't it? The concept of going out and killing some of these animals is a bit strange. But it's a computer game, so there you go. It's nothing's getting worse. Nothing worse than anything else I've shot in computer games. But Cabela's Big Game Hunt. There we go. Pick that up for £1. That was an absolute steal. This next one, I got the end of this. There was a couple people there before me, and they all had handfuls of games. I don't know what I missed out on. It was just a guy, and he had a really weird selection of games in regards to the platforms that he had as well. God knows where he got them from, but I still managed to do all right. So £1 each for these, so £6 for these 6 games. First one, Lego Jurassic World on the Xbox One. Played that, picked that up a few. I have played that actually very briefly. It's all right, it's okay. It's Lego, isn't it? Let's do this one here actually. PS4 Lego Marvel Superheroes. I have completed that one. That's a nice one. This is in lovely condition, by the way. You know, just the feel of it. It's very, very well, like brand new in the hand, that is. Then he had a PS5 game that was just sitting there for random. Grid Legends. I was a bit weary as to why other people were picking up games and people had left the PS5 games sitting there. I thought, do they know it's worth nothing? But it is worth something, so they must have just been missed while everyone else was looking. But Grid Legends, I know nothing about it. I can't tell you whether it's F1 or anything. I can't tell. There's all sorts of different cars on the back there. But yeah, Grid Legends, there you are. Aliens vs Predator. Picked this up loads of times. The Alien campaign's good. The Predator campaign isn't. And the Marines campaign is awful. So that's a quick rundown for you of that game. Conan the Barbarian, I know it has, but this is just called Conan. Again, lovely condition. I've got it on the Xbox 360, so I'll be keeping that to move on myself. That was a nice one to have found. And Sniper Elite V2. Picked up a few of these this year. I've only really really started playing the Sniper Elite games because I've come across so many. They're good games. I've said this before. I really enjoy my history, and obviously, the Second World War. Though is a terrible thing. It's an interesting thing to learn about, to research, and I do enjoy playing the games based in that period. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the Sniper Elite series. So that's nice. I do have this on the Xbox 360, so I won't be keeping hold of it for my own collection, but I will be keeping it to move on. So £6 for those. I think that's an absolute steal, isn't it? That's brilliant. So God knows what everyone else found if I came late and still walked away with those. And the last one, so there was a lady, she was getting some stuff out. She had a load of like Mario toys flown around. So I did say, do you have any games? And she just looked at me and went, yeah, I've only got 2 Switch games. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll have a look at those. But she like completely dismissed me and just sort of, not in a rude way, but they just went round the back of her car to get something and came back round, and she seemed surprised when I was still standing there. So she just stared at me and goes, I said again, I'll have a look at those 2 Switch games. She's like, oh yeah, okay. And she just leaned down. They were in a bag, literally right next to me. Anyone could have picked them up, or I could have seen them myself, but they were right at the bottom of the bag. Anyway, £5 each, she said. I said, would you take them both for 8? She said yes. And that is Team Sonic Racing, and wouldn't you believe, Cars 3 Driven to Win. So we have now had this on PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch this year. God knows why we keep coming across this game, but I'll be happy to. I think I got rid of the PS4 version, and I've kept the Xbox One version. Now I've got the dilemma, do I keep the Xbox One version or the Switch version? It's whichever one my kid's most likely to play, to be honest with you. Whichever one I decide to move on, I'll be keeping to move on. But £4 for that, I think that was a good find. And Sonic Team Racing, which I do believe, yes, I've got a sealed copy on the Xbox One. So again, I think I'll probably keep the sealed copy. I might have a quick play on this one actually, so that one can stay sealed, just to make sure it's not the best game I've ever played. I doubt it will be before I move it on, but £4 for that as well. So £8 for 2 Switch games. Happy days, you're going to take that all day long, aren't you? So yeah, I for this time of year again, I've done well. So I do need to take a little look. Like I say, I don't know what I'm going to do with this copy of Five Nights at Freddy's. I need to have a little thinker there. Definitely need to go CEX anyway, because I need to move on this headset and this steering wheel. So yeah, need to have a little think what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go to CEX, and I'll be back in a minute. And I am back from CEX. So how much did we spend? £53. So take £53 away. Have we clawed any of that back? Of course we have. So firstly, Thrustmaster, the steering wheel, £16 for that. That's pretty good going. But check this out. So that Fortnite headset is a Razer Kraken V3 Fortnite for the PC, £22 I got for that. They said it for like £50. I knew it was going to be worth a little bit. Weren't until I had a proper look on their website and saw how much I was going to get. Yeah, I was buzzing at that. So yeah, £22. Not only that, I also decided to trade in the Switch games. I thought I'll keep the PS4 and the Xbox One versions. I haven't got any of the Switch games to move on later down the line, so I'll just trade them in now. Sonic Team Racing, £9, and Cars 3 Driven to Win, £9 as well. They're pretty common games, so I thought that was actually a good return. In total, £56 I got back from CX. Let's stick that up there. So we got it all free plus £3. Not only that, I got a little bit on voucher. So Wii Sports, £4. Rory McIlroy PGA Tour, £4. That's the one that someone had eaten. Grid Legends, £7. So that's nice. And also Five Nights at Freddy's, £12. So I decided to trade in Five Nights at Freddy because I put it up on Vinted for £15, no interest. £12, no interest. £10, little bit of interest, but no offers. And it's at that point I thought, well, you know what, £10 is pretty much the minimum I'd be wanting to take for that game. So I thought, you know what, I'll get a £12 voucher for it. I'll just trade it in, take my £12 voucher. Happy day. So that's what I did. So in total, £27 on a voucher I got. So let's stick that up there. So that's pretty good, really. All the money back plus £3 and £27 on a voucher. Happy days, happy days. Also now you'll be able to see just to the left of me the games that I'm keeping to move on myself. So let's be fair, again, not the biggest stack in the world. There's some nice ones there. Return to Arkham's quite nice. Conan's an uncommon game. Sniper Elite as well has got a few fans. But for this time of year, and they're free now, and for this time of year, just a couple games there. The 8 games, they're all in nice condition. Yeah, I'll take those all day long. Thank you very much. They're free. Never, ever complain. If you ever see anyone complaining about 8 free games, get rid of them. So what am I keeping for my collection? Keeping hold of this DS charger, because you always need to find them and keep them when you're out. Hopefully that'll help me move on a DS later down the line. I'm also going to keep hold of Rugby Challenge 2, the Lions Tour Edition. Again, I will never play this game, but I always keep any Xbox 360 games that I don't have in my collection, so that's staying with me. Other side, an Xbox 360 game I don't have and I'm very happy to be adding to the collection is Cabela's Big Game Hunter. I've got 2 already. This is the 3rd one I need in my collection. I think there may be 4 or 5 of these Cabela games on the Xbox 360. So I need to make a mental note of the ones I've got and which I don't, because they all look very similar at a first glance. But yeah, Cabela's Big Game Hunter. Lovely, lovely jubbly. Thank you very, very much. And the biggest one for me, the takeaway for this week, which I'm really chuffed about, is Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection on the PS4. Again, I didn't know they sold games in B&Ms. I'm not going to actively go out my way now to look in B&Ms, but when I'm in the shop from now on, I'll definitely take a cheeky look at the fag counter or take a little look around, just make sure there isn't any floating around, because yeah, that's a great game. I'm really chuffed to have this one. I'm really looking forward to playing it as well, especially X-Men versus Street Fighter. I think that's the game I remember playing when I was a bit younger. And the Punisher, I remember playing that in Butlins in Skegness a long time ago. So yeah, I think that's great to have that, and it's free now in my collection. So like I say, all the money back with a couple quid, 27 quid on a voucher, a couple games to move on in lovely, nice condition, and then for myself, that's a good week, especially this time of year. That is a good week. I'm really chuffed with that. And like I say, I have no idea how many car boots are left, to be honest with you. So for this time of year, fantastic. Thank you very much. The world has provided, so that is brilliant. Thank you very, very, very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves.